the third and fourth quarter have really picked up. And what's been really great to see is Singapore businesses being probably our top clients. We used to make a lot of our funding in America, in Europe, but our biggest projects at the moment are all with Singapore-based headquarters, and certainly, having enough capital to pay our bills is right at the top of the agenda, but just given our performance and traction at the moment, we're really safe into sort of late next year when we'll plan to scale this up properly.
Despite their pandemic-induced setbacks, Reach 52 managed to accelerate the launch of a new diabetes and hypertension program. Collaborating with the Pototan Municipal Health Officer and Reach 52's Teledoc service, screening began in September.
One of the big problems is often around not necessarily just the poor access to medicines, but also the lack of diagnostics. So people don't even know that they've got these symptoms and can't get tested.
Partnerships with NGOs, community-based teams, and the use of digital health solutions are paving the way for future partnerships.
You can use the data to really pinpoint the needs of that population. If we know there's a high risk of diabetes in a particular area, you can focus the diabetes education and awareness programs, either through digital channels or through outreach programs. You can work with partners to provide more community-based testing and screening for those conditions.
We are continuing to hire, we're continuing to grow our client list, so perhaps we can't visit the communities, we can't fly. It doesn't change the mission, and in fact it actually means we have to work faster, so I don't see any major change in the next 2 years.
The Singapore Rediscovers campaign is led by STB, Enterprise Singapore and Sentosa Development Corporation. As part of the campaign, Klook has teamed up with STB and it's creating new experiences based on consumer trends.
The ability to look at what people are searching on our app, the ability to connect what kind of data or signals that we're picking up online, and then working with our merchants to create that experience that never existed before.
Putting more offbeat sites on tour itineraries to appeal to customers already familiar with the destination. That is the challenge for Klook and its merchants. Robin Low, for instance, started off with bike tours, but since the pandemic, he expanded to include tours to a kampong, a kelong, and more recently, tours made for locals.
In the past, we were so busy with bicycle tours, and day in, day out, we're just busy with it operationally. But now it pushes us to move into new areas, and very interestingly, I felt that perhaps they are there to stay. Because my concept here is very simple. Whatever is suitable for foreigners may not be suitable for locals. But if a local likes a particular tour, the foreigners confirm will like it.
Once partners like Robin redesign their services, Klook helps them update their listings and test interest with the local market. Roseanne and team are finding new ways to work with merchant partners, testing and reviewing experiences and co-creating content for their live streams and curator tours.
It's essential for us to understand the verticals that we have and the types of merchants that we have, and it's really important for us to also educate them on how our platform can benefit them.
Separately, Klook is also working with STB as one of 5 booking partners for the $320 million Singapore Rediscovers voucher scheme. It's doing well locally, but what about other markets?
A few new segments that we really capitalize on and now seeing really strong momentum. One being staycation, right? A combination of hotel plus experience, which really plays to our forte. And then secondly is on car rental, as we believe that people will be looking to, obviously cannot fly, but will travel within, the vicinity, and car rental will be key. And if you think about it, in Asia, car rental wasn't really a big industry, but now it's really pushing it. and we made a quick decision to actually acquire a car rental company during the early phase of the pandemic, and now able to roll out these services across most of the markets in Asia.
In terms of acquisition strategies, do deep diligence, understand how that embraces in your business, think about what it means to bring it into your business, think about how it fundamentally will change your operating model, etc.
Partnerships, collaborations, mergers, acquisitions. How some companies are managing growing pains and coming out stronger. This Saturday, getting ahead of the competition in tough times.
It's antiviral, antibacterial, anti-odor, and antifungal.
I've always wanted to rebrand, but I never had the opportunity.
How companies build value and sales in competitive spaces.
Use the brand strategy, build very extensive distribution network, build very efficient operations.
Creating demand. Business Unusual. Saturday on CNA. Every day, the financial world goes through dramatic rise and falls. We'll track the biggest market movers and show you where the opportunities lie. Get the experts' take on the performance of key indices. Plus all the analysis to help you understand forces driving global economies. The daily business news you need. Only on CNA. This segment is brought to you by Xeon Corporation.
Hello, headline news this hour. Fears are rising in the UK over a new variant of COVID-19 that's spreading across southeast England. Scientific advisors confirmed that the new strain of the virus is more contagious. England's chief medical officer says there's no current evidence that the new variant causes a higher mortality rate or impacts the success of vaccines. The government is advising the public to stay vigilant to reduce transmissions as it considers urgent actions to curb the spread of the virus. Singapore's health ministry is investigating 13 cases of COVID-19 among people who served their stay-home notices at Mandarin Orchard Hotel. They had high genetic similarities despite arriving from 10 different countries. The hotel will stop accepting new guests with immediate effect. Thailand has reported more than 500 new cases of coronavirus, the biggest one-day jump in the country. The new cases were reported in Samut Sakhon province. The outbreak is said to be linked to a shrimp market. The Director General of the Disease Control Department says the new cases were discovered through testing among migrant workers, and there were more cases in hospitals. Most were asymptomatic. And that's the latest from the CNA Newsroom.